How's it going, guys? It's Falling Hurts with another video, and just yesterday, this is really early in the morning, the night after the Summer Games Fest live kickoff event. I was working during it, and I had a little bit of the evening to kind of digest what I was listening to and what I saw, and now I'm going to make a little video kind of covering everything that really happened. So not to waste any more of your time, the first thing that was shown was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which this is a Borderlands spin-off, and it does have Ashley Birch as Tiny Tina still, and I won't lie, I'm not the biggest Borderlands fan. I played Borderlands 2 and a little bit of the pre-sequel, but I have not played 3, I haven't even played 1. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't something that grabbed me. I'm not big on the looter shooter, I'm more of a hoarder in my games. But something that is very interesting about Tiny Tina's Wonderland is that voice casts. There's Will Arnett, Wanda Sykes, teased that there might be more higher profile players in the game on that one, but it is promised that there is more uniqueness to Tiny Tina's Wonderland than the Borderlands mainland series, such as, magic and character customization, and this was all from Ashley Birch herself, and that will be out in early 2022 for Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, PS5, and PC. Next up was a little game called Metal Slug Tactics, which seems to be, from what I can understand, it was a 90s like arcadey style run and gun game that is turned into more of an XCOM style like tactics games now, and I think that's kind of cool. I always love when series get that twist, like Gears Tactics or anything like that, so that's pretty cool, but it's not personally my kind of thing. Next up, as a mailman, a truly exciting bit of news was that Death Stranding is getting a director's cut, and I don't know what to say about this. We don't really know anything. It didn't give any details. It just, I guess, perhaps showed better visuals on the PS5. Like, it's unconfirmed if there's going to be new graphics options other than just a console upgrade. Like, I'm not sure if PC will benefit from any of this, or if there's new content story-wise or side content-wise. We really don't know, but it is said that we are going to get more information in the weeks to come. After that, my good friend Jeff Goldblum came out to once again make everything awkward, and he announced the world premiere of Jurassic World Evolution 2, which I have the first one. I haven't played it, but it doesn't look like this one's going to be too insanely different, other than maybe it looks they were really trying to showcase maybe new locations, kind of, as well as a couple different new dinosaurs that maybe weren't in the first release. Behind that was Lost Ark, which I gotta say had absolutely no grips on me whatsoever. I'm just not an MMO person, and honestly, there's only one MMO that has a chance to really get it for me. Like, I mean the generic MMO, and that's probably Elder Scrolls Online, only because I love the Elder Scrolls so much. And that is coming 2021, and that is by Amazon Games, which I thought that was pretty interesting that they didn't completely delay or cancel a game before it was properly showcased. And then if you are a virgin, there is a new trailer for Call of Duty Season 4 for Warzone, and I guess even Cold War as well, with the multiplayer. And honestly, it was kind of cool. It showed off some new maps and game modes and different things like that, and teased a kind of narrative that is going to kind of bring that stuff forward, and a new location to Warzone, I believe. And I hate that I even have to mention it for news, but Among Us is getting a new mode, the hide and seek mode, as well as new colors for their characters, which to me, this is not news. This is a tiny patch for a game like this, especially when it's basically kind of hide and seek anyway. I'm sorry I even had to take up your time with this. Now, the next one freaked me out a little bit, not E3. I saw that PlayStation logo. I got, kind of nervous for a second. I was like, what is this? And it is Salt and Sacrifice, which seems to be a potential sequel to Salt and Sanctuary, or at least maybe a spiritual, same vibe. It's by the same devs, of course, and that is releasing in 2022. And I would like to take a second to thank you guys for watching this video or any of my videos. I've been having a lot of success recently, and I appreciate that. I want to say now, if you want to hear anything specifically more about any of these games, please let me know down below. I will follow any games, especially these newer, announced titles. I don't know much about them, and part of my hype is looking them up and, learning more about them. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. But speaking of hyped games, we did finally get to see some more of Solar Ash, which is, of course, by the Hyperlight Drifter people, and that is I don't know how to explain the game, but it's a visual trip, and honestly, it's just gorgeous, and I'm excited to experience it. I think it looks good. Ever since I think it was shown off at the Game Awards, I was ready. My body is ready for this one. And then, of course, after that, it was a blink and you'll miss Valorant teaser for the new robot character, which if I don't even know why that they should have just waited for a full reveal, unless they're going to do it in the next couple days. I don't know. And then, of course, there is the worst kept secret of today's event, from what I can tell, other than maybe, I guess, technically the end. 2 Point Campus was announced finally after it leaked on, I saw it on Twitter a bunch, just scrolling through. I wasn't even looking for it. That's not the kind of game I follow, but it looks pretty cool. From what I know of 2 Point Hospital, it looks to be a good evolution, Jurassic World evolution, too, of that. But no, it looks pretty good, and it's coming in 2022. There's a lot going on with that game. There is a new area called the Streets coming to Escape from Tarkov, which, as someone who doesn't really play the game, I'm excited to see the people I watch who do play it go to different locations finally. That'll be very nice. I don't know, something about the shooting of this game just really looks like it blows loads. Kind of looks cool though. Anything new is always good. Always potential for growth. Okay, next up is the Anacrusis, which is a 4-player co-op shooter, Left 4 Dead style, survive waves of aliens, but not like the xenomorphs, which I've talked in my videos about. So it sounds very similar to something I'd like, but this wasn't doing it for me. I'll leave it up for you guys to decide, but that is something that is out there, and it is coming this fall. Still playing Warzone, still playing Fortnite, still playing PUBG? Well, it's all done for now. Shark Mob has announced Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, and that is a battle royale set in the Vampire Masquerade universe, and ever since it was teased like forever ago, I don't know, you couldn't really, you knew something was going to be different with it, and it's really unfortunate that we're going to get the battle royale entry to the series before the actual mainline, because it was indefinitely delayed, which is really unfortunate because that game does look pretty cool. So take that for what you will. There's a closed alpha starting on July 2nd. Next up, anyone who is returning from my channel will know that I am excited about Dark Pictures' House of Ashes, and I was very much right about the release date. It's October 22nd, towards the end of this year, and that is definitely what I called my videos, so I'm actually just an industry insider now, apparently, so no, but the trailer didn't really show too much new, pretty much the same clips, other than a couple seconds with the curator speaking over it, but at the end you do get to see the monster finally in its full, and the collector's edition is detailed. After that, we got a really stunning looking new trailer for the Tales of Arise. It's the Tales of series. Apparently this game was delayed a bunch. I hear Mr. Matty Plays talk about it a lot. It's a really interesting looking game, honestly. I am unfamiliar with the franchise personally, but supposedly this is the first game in full 3D, and it looks really good, and I would like to play it. Supposedly we'll get more information about the game soon, and hopefully it's not far off, but hypothetically it's coming out September 10th. Okay, this next game is so cute, and other than the big reveal at the end, this is my number 2. This is the most adorable looking game. It's called Planet of Lana, and it's really a 2D side-scroller like Inside or Limbo. But it is a sci-fi puzzle adventure game coming in 2022, and it's reminiscent of like hand-drawn or like hand-painted, and I think it looks really cool, and if the entire game is going to look as good as this trailer is, then I'm sold. I will spend any amount of money, just give the game to me. Fall Guys has announced their 2B costume, as of Nier Automata. This is my YouTuber defining moment, how I pronounce it, which seems pretty cool. I know there's a lot of people thirsty for this character, some of my friends included, so I can't wait to tell them that she is in the game and shame them forever. Long-awaited Left 4 Dead spiritual successor Back 4 Blood is getting a beta in August, and you can get it a little bit earlier, about 7 days early if you pre-order. So that's pretty cool. I got a new trailer, like I said, and I don't know, it seems to be a little more promising than the last couple trailers have kind of led on, which is really nice. Next up was another stylish looking game called Tribes of Midgard, which had a really nice art style and was really visually appealing, had a lot of particle effects going on. The idea is that giants are coming to Midgard, and you have to build up your tribe, your camp, and prepare for their attack. But this game's going to play a lot like it kind of looks like a Diablo style, I don't want to say survival game, but there are kind of looks like, camp building mechanics, but it looks to mostly be like a dungeon crawler Diablo style, maybe in more of the overworld than anything. And that is coming on July 27th. Next up, we got yet another look at the Evil Dead game, which is releasing supposedly in 2021, and this looks a lot like an Evil Dead fan's wet dream. You're going to be collecting artifacts in locations that are seen throughout the lore and whatever, and you're going to be playing as well-known heroes and characters, as of course, well as Ash, and you can even play as the monster if you so desire, which is always going to be, of course, kind of like a Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th style thing. But those main beats were the thing I took the most away from this. First off, the visuals look incredible. Like, a game like this doesn't deserve to look this good, and it does. So that's always a plus, especially for fans who deserve, good from their franchise always, and that's nice. But, of course, there's quite a few different mechanics, it seems. There's driving, of course, combat and shooting, melee combat and shooting, sorry. And it all looks, pretty serviceable. I'm excited to see more. Supposedly the game will be coming soon, and I'm very excited for that. And then finally, we know it's now real. Elden Ring. We finally got a trailer properly. Not a cinematic teaser, and it's honestly everything I wanted, with the idea that it was open world Dark Souls or something close to that. I don't even know if it's actually truly open world or if it's just like a more open environment type thing, but either way, this looks really good. I saw some people complaining online about the graphics, but I really didn't notice it. I'm not really a stickler for that kind of thing completely. I mean, if something looks bad, I'm going to say it, but this doesn't look bad by any means. Especially if it's going to run well and it's going to play great, which their games always do. If you're wondering why it's taking absolutely this long, George R.R. Martin is on the project of Game of Thrones fame, which he has not even finished that book series. I don't know why we thought he would finish this. Hopefully with the idea that the lore is helped being co-developed by him, as well as Miyazaki. That's great. Hopefully that means it'll be a little more enthralling than the bland, "Oh, good hunter. Oh, Ashen One," random bullshit that they talk about throughout the Dark Souls and Bloodborne series, although Bloodborne was good. That's not a fair assumption. It seems like our horse or our mount is a pretty big combat to the exploration, as well as potentially even the combat. We did see some mounted combat in there, and traversal. It looks like the horse has a jump button, a dedicated jump button, as well as the player, it looks like during one of those, it looks like boss fights, and quite a few bigger monsters were shown. I'm not sure if these were all bosses. It, of course, never said, but a lot of these bigger creatures had the vibe of bosses, so I'm wondering if we saw a lot of boss fights during this trailer. Really unsure. There's a couple for sure that you can kind of indicate, like, okay, we're gonna have to kill that guy. But other than the mounted combat and some of the boss reveals, we also had some story information. It seems that we are playing as a Tarnished, which from what I can tell is gonna be pretty cookie cutter, a lot like all the others. It's gonna be the curse that keeps us undying, more than likely, where we keep coming back to life when we die repeatedly to the same stupid enemy a million bajillion times. And we're looking for the Elden Ring, which, if you didn't know, that's the name of the game. And if you didn't know that, then hi, Patrick Star, you've been living under a rock. Summoning has been reconfirmed. There's always the worry with a game change like this that some mechanics might not be returning, but thankfully it is, and that's always nice. It's kind of like the way to play the games on easier mode, or, having help with a tougher boss or whatever. Curious to see how that will translate into a more open environment, or if we can just do co-op long play style, rather than, oh, every boss, I'm gonna leave now. There also seems to be a crouch button, which is always nice. You could also stealth in Sekiro for what that was worth, but hopefully it's more serviceable here. And with that being said, some other things the player looks like they can do. There's always been magic in the game, but it looks like we've got an updated arsenal as far as that's concerned, and of course, new weapons. These weapons look intense and crazy and very different. If you just kind of pour through the gameplay, you can see quite a few different ones, which breeds the hope that there's big class variety, which Dark Souls has always had. It's a good RPG as far as that's concerned, and that's nice. I'm glad to see this all returning, and the release date is January 21st, 2022. And if you're excited for that, I might be making more videos on this one for sure. And if any of these games interest you, let me know down below, and I'll be interested to cover almost all of them. There's a couple that had no impact on me, and I tried to make sure you knew that. But thank you for watching, and if you subscribed, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Have a good day, and I'll be trying to cover more E3 and Games Fest stuff as we go.